Hey guys, so I'm sure that you can tell by the title of this video that I'm going to be talking about my Disney College Program and basically just what the Disney College Program is. Now I'm sure most of you that know me probably thought, oh yeah, well Kelly was just going to the parks and having fun all the time, because that is probably how it appeared that my internship was, because I really enjoyed it so much. I took advantage of all the opportunities out there, but college program is a lot more than just going and hanging out at the parks and going and doing stuff with your friends. It's like a really common misconception that all we do is go and play in the parks. I think a lot of people actually assumed that's all I did when I was out there, but actually I was doing so much more. So let's get started. So Disney College Program is an internship that you do with the Walt Disney World Company. You either work at Disney World or Disneyland, and for my internship I was at Disney World, and it can range anywhere from about like 4 to 5 months to you can go all the way to a full year. Okay, so the number one thing of the Disney College Program is earning. So there's three components that they call it. It's living, learning, and earning. And earning is the biggest one, which is your job. So you work in one of the many roles that they have with the company that they have available for the college program. My first half of my internship, I worked in quick service food and beverage, and then when I extended my program, I worked at Tomorrowland Attractions at Stitch Complex. So earning being the biggest part also takes up the most of your time. You grow to really love the people that you work with. Hopefully, I loved all the people that I worked with on my program, on both programs. I got really lucky. But it does get really hard at times, especially if you do a fall program. You are there for the holidays, and holidays at Disney do get wild and crazy, and people will yell at you and you'll miss your family, but in the long run it is definitely worth it. So basically you are just working in the parks. It's called an internship, but you're not, unless you're like want to do something with like operating rides, like if you want to work like food management, then I guess you could kind of call it more of an internship. But for people like me, this is just a really good opportunity to see if Disney is really the company that I want to work for the rest of my life. So the next component of the Disney College Program is living. So you don't have to, but most people that do the college program do live in company housing. So basically you live technically on Disney property, but it's not like, when I tell people that, they assume like, oh my gosh, you lived inside of the parks. No, I did not live inside of the parks. I lived in Disney-owned apartments, and there's 4 different apartment complexes. There is Chatham Square, which is where I lived on my first program, Patterson Court, which is where I lived on my second program, Vista Way, and what's the last one? The Commons. The last one's the Commons. I don't know how I forgot about that one. So each of the different complexes has different things to offer to people. Vista is like the cheapest ones. They're the oldest apartments, so they're not as nice, but some of the apartments were actually renovated, so they're new and they're the same price as the older apartment. So like sometimes you get really lucky, but you don't get to choose your apartment beforehand, because obviously everyone would choose the newer Vista apartments because they're the cheapest. But the Commons is also really nice because it's the only apartment complex on property that has washers and dryers inside of your apartment. And then Patterson is where I've learned a lot of the international programmers live. I liked it. The apartments were a little bit smaller, but the one thing that I did not like about Patterson was that the bus does not go directly there. Right when actually we moved to Patterson though, we got really lucky, and the bus that goes from like Walmart to the apartments started dropping off outside of Patterson. So we got really lucky with that. Right when we went to Patterson that happened, but I can't imagine before like carrying all my groceries from Chatham, which is right down the way, but it's still a long walk. And then Chatham is, in my opinion, like the most worth it apartment complex. Commons is really cool because of the washers and dryers, but it's a little bit more expensive. Chatham is like the middle ground with pricing wise, but our apartment was huge. It was so big. Oh my gosh, I loved it. And yeah, we also got really lucky because our apartment, like right when you walk into Chatham, was right at the front. So I rode the bus because I didn't have my car. And yeah, so I was literally right there, which was super nice. Yeah, so that's the living part. The rent is taken out of your paychecks each week, so I think it was about like 130-ish a paycheck. I could be wrong, but it ranges I think from about $90 to like 130 depending on how many people live in your apartment. The more people in your apartment, the less money you pay a month. So. And the last component of the Disney College program is learning. So not everybody does this portion, but I do recommend it if they're offering a class that you enjoy. Go and do it. They offer so many different things. So they have different ones to learn about the company. Oh, my voice. Oh. So yeah, I recommend looking into the classes. Not everybody does them because it's not mandatory, but they do offer some really awesome classes, especially if you're into like hotel management. I'm pretty sure they offer a class in that. They have a creative development class. They have one that's just all about learning about the Walt Disney Company. They have one that's like specific for theater majors that I really wanted to take, but I'm not a theater major, so I couldn't take it. But if you're a theater major, you should look into it. I can't remember what the actual name of the class was, but it looked really cool. So yeah, they're just Disney classes you pay, but they're not that much money. And I believe that some colleges actually take credit for taking these classes, because I knew people that were getting credit for it. My college, unfortunately, did not accept Disney College program as college credit, so it kind of went out there just for the experience. But if you're not from ASU, if you're from another college, definitely look into it because there's a possibility that you can get college credit for doing the Disney College program. Alright, so that's all the like technical stuff of the Disney College program, like what you're actually doing out there. But the Disney College program is so much more than just working for the company. The biggest thing that the Disney College program was for me was friendship. Friendships were made with people from all over the country, from different countries. I have friends from like England, Australia, New Zealand, and I would have never, if it wasn't for this program, I would have never met people from New Zealand. So it's really, really awesome that I'm able to do this and I'm able to have this opportunity. I was able to have this opportunity to get to work with people from all over the country and all over the world. You're also meeting so many people that share your interests and your passions. So for me, I've always never really had people that share a lot of the same passions and interests as me. But then I went to the college program and all of my friends share at least some of my passions, and that's awesome. And then I have some friends that they enjoy everything the same as me. We like the same movies, we like the same music, we like the same everything. So it's really awesome. It's like I get emotional thinking about how much the Disney College program actually changed my life in that aspect. The Disney College program is also opportunities. Like I said before, you get opportunities that you would never think of. They do seminars for people that are just in the program. Like I said, you're able to meet people from all over the world. I was able to meet Disney ambassadors while I was on my program and talk with them. On my first program, I met the general manager for food services at Hollywood Studios, and she came up to me and told me like how like great of a worker I was and how like I was a great asset to the team. And that's really awesome because I want to work for this company in the future, and having her tell me that makes me feel like I'm going to be able to work my way back into this company. And the biggest, not the biggest part, but obviously the funnest parts is that you are able to get into the parks for free. And you're able to, like again with opportunities, you're able to have opportunities to do things that maybe you would have never had the opportunity to do before. Maybe you would have never been able to go to Disney World before doing this program, and now you get to go. Magic Kingdom's basically your backyard. Some people counted how many times they went to the parks. I honestly, there's no way I could count. I was out there for 9 months and I would go to Magic Kingdom at least 3 times a week. But you're able to do things out if you say you are a big fan of Disney and you go all the time, but most of the time when you're on vacation you do the things that you would just normally like to do because you know that you like them. But on your program you're able to do and experience so much more because you're there for so long. So I was able to go to restaurants I've never heard of. I was able to experience different shows, lots of different things that I was never able to do before. I was able to go explore Universal. I was able to do so many awesome things. So the Disney College Program honestly is a life-changing event. So yeah, that's basically my what is the Disney College Program video. If anyone has any questions about like applying, if you guys think, like, want me to do more videos about the college program, let me know. I'm probably gonna do them anyways, but definitely let me know because it's good to know that people want to hear about my experiences and what it's actually like. Alright, until next time, bye guys!